Scientific exploration often pushes people into places rarely seen or fully understood, but nothing prepares you for what was discovered at the bottom of this canyon. In a place defined by depth, silence, and isolation, cameras captured shapes, remains, and movements that defied every expectation. Some were found completely still. Others showed signs of recent presence, as if something had just been there moments before. Experts struggled to explain what they were seeing, while witnesses questioned whether the canyon had ever truly been empty at all. What lay hidden below wasn't just unusual, it challenged what people believed could exist in such a place. So, let's begin. 20. Berlin, Germany. Under a dim streetlight, a camera captures a disturbing scene. A man stands completely still. Then his body begins to convulse. His movements twist unnaturally, as if something inside him is trying to take control. His arms jerk. His posture collapses. He drops to the ground and starts crawling. Jerky, uneven, almost insect-like. Beside him, a dog watches in silence, frozen, ears back. When the man starts moving again, this time against the light, the animal retreats, barking in panic. The man doesn't react. He just keeps moving. The camera continues recording. No one intervenes. No explanation follows. 19. Nan Beach. A couple films what should be a calm boat ride along the coast. The water appears still, unbroken. Then the ocean shifts. From below, a massive shadow rises slowly toward the surface. Not rushing, not disturbed. A tall vertical shape begins to form beneath the boat. Impossible to clearly identify. No sound follows, no crashing waves, no sudden movement. Just presence. The figure hovers there for a brief moment, close enough to feel, yet never fully revealing itself. Then, without warning, it sinks back into the dark water below. The surface smooths out again, as if nothing had ever been there. 18. An abandoned stretch of land, marked by broken roads and empty horizons. A camera points toward the distance as something begins to move across the terrain. At first, it looks like a trick of scale. Then the shape becomes clearer. A towering creature walks slowly along the meridians of the land. Its body is massive, its legs impossibly long and thin, bending at angles that don't resemble any known animal. Each step is deliberate, heavy, unnatural. In the background, a massive funnel cloud forms, spinning silently behind it, as if the landscape itself is reacting to its presence. The creature doesn't hurry. It doesn't acknowledge the storm. It just keeps walking. No people appear in the frame. No sound explains what's happening. Only the image remains. 17. Alasa Oasis, Saudi Arabia. Deep inside the caves near Mount Al-Kara, a man's curiosity turns into fear. The tunnel is dark, narrow, silent. Then a figure appears ahead. It stands completely still, draped in black cloth from head to floor. At first, it doesn't move. When the man asks who it is, the figure whispers a single word: death. Slowly, it raises a long staff. The air shifts. Stones around it begin to lift from the ground. Hovering without visible support, the man panics and runs deeper into the cave. The camera shakes violently. Breathing becomes frantic. The recording continues for several seconds more, then suddenly cuts to static. No follow-up footage was ever released. 16. Lake Michigan, United States. Two men film casually near a pier when movement appears beneath the surface. At first, it looks like a fish passing through the dark water. A pale glimmer, barely visible. Then, the shape changes. A human-like silhouette drifts into view. Long black hair flowing freely as it moves closer to the camera. The figure slows and stares directly into the lens, unblinking. Suddenly, it launches upward from the water with unnatural grace. Not a jump, a smooth, effortless rise. The men scream as it disappears back beneath the surface. The lake goes quiet again. Still, empty. 15. Port of Santa Eugenia, Mediterranean coast. A canal gate jams without warning, halting traffic through the channel. Divers activate an underwater camera to inspect the blockage. The feed flickers. Interference distorts the image. Then, something moves. A pale, massive creature emerges between the metal bars. Its tail resembles a whale's, broad and powerful, but covered in reptilian scales. It shifts slowly, trapped, pressing against the gate. When it turns, people on the dock begin to scream. The upper body is human, pale skin, rigid shoulders. An arm lifts. A hand presses flat against the metal, fingers splayed. For a brief moment, it holds there. Then the screen cuts to black. The feed never comes back online. 14. Oregon coast, United States. Fishermen haul up their nets expecting an ordinary catch. Instead, something heavy shifts inside. The mesh tightens. Then, a pale face appears. A humanoid creature lies tangled in the net, its skin wet and colorless, its chest rising sharply as it gasps for air. The mouth opens wide, releasing a sound that doesn't resemble a cry, but something colder. The men freeze. No one speaks. The creature moves weakly, alive, aware, watching them from inside the net. For a moment, it seems to call out or signal something beyond the frame. They never say what happened next, only that they didn't catch an animal. They caught something living, and it wanted them to let go. 13. Border of the United States and Canada. In the frozen silence of the Appalachians, a hiker records movement between jagged rocks. At first, it's hard to make out, just shifting darkness against the stone. Then the shape steps forward. A creature, tall and unnaturally thin. Its body is covered in black fur. The skull is bare, Horns rise from its head like a crown. It turns slowly and looks directly at the camera. The moment stretches. A guttural sound fills the air. Deep, primal, hungry. The wind seems to stop. Then, silence. The clip ends abruptly. No explanation follows. No updates are ever posted, and no one ever hears from the man again. 12. In a lonely field, a camera captures movement under low light. A dark figure advances slowly across the terrain. Its posture is almost human, upright, balanced, but its head is not. The shape resembles that of a wolf, an elongated snout, pointed ears, a silhouette that doesn't match any known animal. The figure pauses briefly, as if aware it's being watched. It doesn't run. It doesn't hide. It simply stands there. Many who've seen the footage call it Dogman, the modern werewolf described in rural reports for decades. Others insist it's a staged video. A trail camera captures movement deep in a remote area. A thin, sickly-looking creature feeds on the remains of a dead deer. Its body is elongated, gaunt, unnaturally rigid as it moves. The way it eats is slow and deliberate, showing no fear of the camera watching nearby. Its proportions don't align with any known predator. The posture is wrong. The behavior unfamiliar. Locals who reviewed the footage were quick to name it. They call it the chupacabras, a creature long blamed for livestock deaths and unexplained attacks. Analysts who examined the video couldn't classify it. They admitted its movements don't match any documented animal. No conclusion was ever reached. Only the footage remains, and the unsettling sense that it wasn't alone in the dark. 10. A security camera activates late at night, capturing movement near a front door.
What is that
A
thing?
small figure steps into view. Its body is short, its proportions uneven. The way it moves is erratic, almost jittery. It approaches the door slowly and raises an arm. Thin, awkward. The hand taps against the surface, then drops back down. The figure sways slightly as it stands there, its posture deeply unnatural. Some viewers say it resembles a goblin, a creature pulled straight from folklore. Others believe it's a person in disguise, but the movement doesn't match a child, and it doesn't move like an adult either. After a few seconds, it steps back into the darkness. The camera keeps recording. The door is never opened, and no explanation has ever been confirmed. 9. The footage lasts only a few seconds. Recorded deep in the woods, the camera captures faint movement in the darkness. At first, it's barely visible, just a subtle shift between the trees. Then, two small lights appear, eyes, possibly, reflecting directly back at the lens. Below them, a mouth comes into view. Still, unmoving. The shape doesn't advance. It doesn't blink. It simply stares, as if fully aware it's being filmed. Seconds later, the screen cuts to black. No explanation follows. No context. No owner ever comes forward. No one knows what it was or who left the camera recording that night. 8. At first glance, it looks like a predator. But the proportions are wrong. The stance is unnatural. This image was captured by a motion-activated camera set up by a couple living near the woods. No video followed. Just a single frame. The creature stands upright, frozen mid-step. Its eyes glow white under the infrared light. The face appears split, half human, half canine, caught in what looks like a snarl. Experts who reviewed the image couldn't match it to any known animal. The limb length is off. The posture doesn't align with a bear, a wolf, or a human. The couple insists no one was near their property that night. 7. At first, only the sound of insects breaks the silence. The camera points toward a field of tall, dry grass, barely moving in the wind. Nothing seems out of place. Then, something shifts among the stalks. A dark, bulky figure slowly rises into view. Its outline is massive, broad, heavy. It begins to move closer, step by step, with a deliberate motion that feels almost human. For just a second, the light catches its face. The shape becomes clear, and immediately charges forward. The man runs. There's no scream, no sound of a struggle. The footage ends abruptly, as if the recording was cut mid-motion. To this day, no one knows who filmed the clip or why the camera was there that night. And no one has ever explained what was running toward them in the dark. 6. In this brief footage, a strange, hairless creature moves slowly near a fenced area. Its posture is unnaturally low, its body close to the ground as it walks. The face appears almost human, blank, motionless, as if unaware it's being watched. It takes a few careful steps forward, measured, controlled. There's no sign of panic, no hesitation, just movement. Then, without warning, it vanishes from sight. No jump, no blur, no visible escape. It's simply gone. 5. Grainy footage captures what appears to be a bear locked in combat. At first, it looks like a fight between animals. Then, the second figure becomes clear. It isn't another bear. A dark shape stands upright, towering over the grizzly. Its movements are rough, yet controlled, less like an attack, more like something trying to hold its ground. The figure shifts its weight deliberately, arms moving with purpose as the bear recoils. The encounter feels brief, unfinished. The clip ends after only a few seconds, cutting away before the confrontation can be fully seen. 4. Captured at 2:37 a.m. A motion camera activates in the middle of an open field. The image is grainy, quiet, still. Then a pale, human-like figure enters the frame. Its body is tall and lean, moving calmly across the grass. But the head, the horns, long, clearly visible as it passes under the moonlight. The creature doesn't rush. It doesn't react to the camera. It walks slowly, confidently, as if it belongs there. Then it crosses the fence line and disappears into the darkness beyond. Three, Columbia Icefield, Canada. A snowstorm rages across the mountains as a lost explorer records what would become his final moments. The year is 2001. His flashlight shakes violently, cutting through narrow ice tunnels. His breathing is heavy, panicked. Then eyes appear in the darkness, glowing white, unblinking, watching him from deep within the ice. The beam steadies just long enough to reveal the shape. An enormous figure steps forward, covered in thick fur. Its breathing is slow, deep, measured. A Yeti. It stands there for a brief moment, then charges. The camera drops to the ground. The image spins. Static fills the screen. Wind howls over the audio. The footage ends there. When authorities later recovered the recording, the area was permanently closed. 2. Pennsylvania, United States. Late at night, two siblings hear an eerie sound outside their home near Monongahela Forest. A low hum, almost mechanical. They grab a camera and step outside. Standing in the field is a tall winged figure. Its body is dark and rigid. Its eyes glow red in the night. It moves silently, walking as if its weight barely touches the ground. The figure stops. Then slowly, it spreads its wings. Large, black, and impossibly wide. With a heavy motion, it lifts off the ground, hovering in place like a living shadow. The air vibrates as it rises. No wind, no warning, just the sound of wings, cutting through the dark. Some call it the Mothman. Others believe it's an omen. Whatever it was, it didn't leave. It simply vanished into the night. 1. Inside a rocky canyon, a group of men record something lying at the bottom of a ravine. At first, it looks unreal. White shapes spread across the stone. Still, massive. Then the camera zooms in. Two enormous figures appear to be moving against each other. Wings unfold. Long tails shift across the ground. Their bodies are pale, almost bone white, blending into the canyon floor. The men whisper, unsure of what they're seeing. To them, it looks like two white dragons interacting, not fighting, but circling, moving as if aware of one another. No sound comes from below. No sudden movement toward the camera, just slow, deliberate motion inside the rock formation. Skeptics say it's an illusion. Shadows, erosion, digital manipulation. Others insist the movement is too precise to dismiss. The video ends without answers. Only the image remains, and the question of what was really lying at the bottom of that canyon.